let's talk about inclusion. What's my view on inclusion? I do believe that as many as were included in what Adam did were included in what Christ has done. Now, what do I mean by this inclusion? Now, inclusion is such a hot topic these days. Maybe in 10 years from now, when you watch this, it's not that hot topic anymore. But today, everybody's so labeled about, are you an inclusionist, a universalist, or whatever? And the church has really been spooked by the message of universalism to the point that we cannot even look at what Christ has really done for us. And we must basically have a view of exclusion just to be accepted in church circles. Now, enough of that. What do I mean by inclusion? I believe there was an inclusion before time where God decided that He wants to include man in the inner circle of God, where we can be co-seated with Him. Then He made man, Adam, and He included him in His way of life. God's way of life is the way where you live by loving each other, sharing knowledge, where I get to my theology again, caring for each other, and then having mutual trust in each other, or belief or faith. Faith is not something you do for something, or faith is a persuasion based on certain facts. So when I am persuaded of who the Father is, then that persuasion is called faith. And in heaven there is a certain faith between the Father and the Son, a certain way of life, and a certain, like I would say, persuasion. So here God includes man into having the ability to live by the persuasion of his heart. Man then comes and he says, and let me include something into this message of being included. What he includes into us being part of him is everything he is. That means that we can even decide to believe in something else but him, because belief is towards whatever you behold and want to believe in. And so when Adam comes and he believes in the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he died on account of that, because he believed towards it. And then when Christ came, He came and ended that which Adam has done and the lawman. You must remember, and I said it in my theology message as well, every person that was born after Adam could not have access to righteousness as a free gift, for there was no truth that he could believe in. For there was not a man in the Trinity that believed as God believed. Therefore, everyone was bound by death, even if he did not commit the same sin as what Adam did. But when Christ came, He placed a man in the Trinity as holy, as righteous as God, so that we can now, because we've been included in living like God, have access to who God is, and therefore be born from God in the here and now, and so be born again. So we need to understand that, everybody was included in what Christ has done, so that whosoever then believes and live according to the way God has placed can then be saved. That's my view on inclusion.